V'hine lahavin zeh hine yidua. And now, in order to understand this, it's known yesh gimel madregos, that there's 3 levels. V'him olam shana nefesh, and that's the concept of the world or place. Shana, the year, time, and nefesh, the soul or life force of creation. Yidua, the Yisod HaSefer Yitzira, that the book of formation of Sefer Yitzira, while Gimel Madregos Elu, is founded on these 3 levels, the Olam Shana Nefesh, of the world, year, and soul. The Tachlis Kavanas Abriya V'Yeridas HaNeshamahu, that the ultimate purpose of creation and the descent of the soul is Lihiyos Birur V'Zichuch HaOlam HaChumri V'Hagashmi, is to have the purification and the cleansing of this coarse and physical world. Specifically through our efforts, that is, that you should unite the concept of the world and the nefesh, the olam v'nefesh, the world and the soul and its life force. They have the divine life force creating the world should be revealed in it. They have avoda b'azman, through service in time, of the descent of the soul and its enclothement in the body. So the Shana unites the Olam and Nefesh. As is known, with the concept of days are formed. That to each and every one, the days of his life are set for him, according to what's incumbent upon them in their portion, in their service, in their study of Torah and the fulfillment of mitzvos, that through them will draw down revelation of the divine into the world. And as is known, with the concept of the judgment to the Elokav Yaakov, sheyesh tinu mishpat al bechinas madregas hagilu elokus, that there is a judgment on the level, on the concept of how much divine revelation. It's a mishpat, the judgment lelokei, to the elokus, to Yaakov. Shkol echad ve'echad mamshich b'avodah, so that each and every person draws down in their divine service, and through which you have an elevation to your soul when your soul leaves your body. So that's the divine revelation you'll have in Gan Eden and so forth. And for this reason, these 3 levels, the Olam Shana Nefesh, of the world, year, and soul, they are the foundation of all the gradative process of creation, Mereish Kol Dargin and Sof Dargin, from the beginning of all levels to the end of the levels. That through their service and study of Torah and fulfilling the mitzvos in actuality, so that brings down into all the worlds, it adds light in all the worlds, from the beginning of all levels to the end of all levels. And the service is to purify the coarseness of the world, this physical world, to draw down divine revelation below. That is, in the physicality of this world, it will be seen and recognized and understood and grasped. That the main thing is the divine life force, and there's nothing other than him. That the world is the concept of place, and the world is an existence of a confined thing, a finite thing, V'agbala d'shishik tzavos, with the confinement of the 6 boundaries, Milo mata, of above and below, Mizrach u'mayrav, east and west, Tzafon v'daram, north and south, Mamer, and like the statement, Efshar la'olam below ruchos, that you cannot have a world without directions. Shema agbala d'shishik tzavos, which is the confinement of the 6 sides. V'shana huzman, so that's olam. But the world, the year is time, so you have time and place. Now the concept of olam, which is place, the intention is not only on the physical place, and that's to say, the dafka makom gashmi, that only a physical place is called place. Hariy hu gam kin bichlal olam, that so the life force that's included within the place, that's also called place. Shenikra b'shem makom, that's what's called makom. Yuvin ze ha'adam, and you can understand this from man. Tini ha'adam hariy evari agufim gashmim. Now in man, his limbs of his body are physical, and they actually take up space, just like the rest of the world takes up space. But each one of the limbs affects some kind of action. That there's no limb that doesn't have an action that it does, and the act of the limb is also physical, like the ability to move in the hand and the ability to walk with the foot. So to the ability to see with the eye and to hear with the ear, up to and including the intellect that's in the brain, in the head. They're all physical acts. That the intellect understands physical ideas. And the eyes see physical things. I said that in this particular, the higher abilities of the soul are equal to the actions of the body. That just like in the ability to act, so the movement affects a physical coarseness. It can affects in the coarseness of the physical, to move an object from place to place, and the movement is on the physical place that's as it's spread out. So to the physical sight and understanding in the mind are within the boundary of physical. Now the abilities of the soul are spiritual and are not grasped by the physical, to actually be physical, like the ability of intellect in the soul. So it itself is a spiritual ability, and it's not confined to physical place. And it's similar to the grasping of the souls as they exist in Gan Eden. The Tzadikim yoshvim, that the righteous are sitting, so to speak, or dwelling, and their crowns upon their heads, and they get a pleasure from the divine radiance. So they're involved in the study of Torah, like the statement is that there was a machlokes in the yeshiva of the heavens. That's also a concept of intellect and grasping, even though it's spiritual. It's a spiritual understanding. And so too it is with the ability to have intellect, with the spiritual ability of intellect in the soul. So to the ability to see, the spiritual ability to see in the soul. So it's a spiritual sight. That is, that it can see the supernal public statements, so to speak, the cries, to call out and say the soul should return, shuva banim shovavim, and the like. And like the statement, afal gav de inhu lo chazi mazlayhu chazi, that Daniel's friends, even though they didn't see the malach, their mazel saw the malach. Shezeu bechinas makif shebenefesh. That's a concept of the encompassing part of the soul. Shiru hariy elokis, that sees a divine vision. Omnam kasher hakochos mislabshim behayvarim. However, when the abilities are enclosed within the limbs, so they come in a physical form to be physical. Means that is, that even the life force that's enclosed within the limb is a physical act. So you have this part of this of the abilities that are spiritual, and you have the part of the part of the ability that's physical. And how do you do the physical act? That's through the veins that they are the go-between the physical and spiritual part of your abilities. That through them comes this spiritual life force of the soul into the physical flesh of the limbs, and the life force in the flesh of the limbs, called Ever ve'Ever lefi, each limb in accordance with its concept. Now it's written, Ki Adam hu nefesh, that the blood is the soul, that you have this blood that flows through the veins, that's the nefesh. Shiur v'chayos nefesh melubash bedam, that the life force and the light of the soul is enclosed in the blood. Omnam abislab shuzu shel chayos haruchani bedam. However, with this enclothement of the life force, the spiritual life force in the blood, Shudam hayoser muvchar, which is the most choicest part of the blood, the cleanest blood. Vuhu haraviz dam shanefesh taloibo, and that's the 1/4, that so to speak, quart of blood, the revis measure of blood that the soul is dependent upon. That's the most precious part of the blood. So that's it says Hashanefesh taloi bo, that the soul stays in your body with that concept of the blood. So it's that part of your blood which the soul is enclosed in, that spreads out to the rest of your blood and into the limbs. Hu chaim ruchanim adayin. So that spiritual life force within the blood and the veins is still spiritual. And through the limbs, the blood brings it into the physical, to the life of the flesh. Olam shana nefesh, and that's the concept of the world, the year, and the soul. The olam shu makom, that the world, which is the concept of place. That is to say that including the life force that's enclosed in the world in general, it's all in the concept of place, and like we said with the soul as well, and to unite the soul with the concept of the world, of place, that's through the concept of time. So how do you unite and reveal this spiritual life force that's within the limbs, that's within the blood? To unite the place with the life force with the soul, it's through the concept of year of time. Shuzman, kedugmas hagidim, that's comparable to the blood vessels, hamavi misachayim haruchanim, that brings the spiritual life, lihiyos b'chaim besarim, to be in physical, with a physical fleshy life. So the concept of Zman then is similar to the concept of the veins in the body, so that bring the life force of the soul into the body and the flesh. So too in the world in general, the concept of place is united with the life force through the concept of time. V'hinei bebinyan gufa adam. Now in the way the body is built, hariy yesh gimel inyanim. There are three concepts: basar, gidim, v'atzamos, which are flesh and veins and bone. Atzamos in atzmis adam, that the bone is the essence of the person. The ikar binyan gufa adam him hatzamos shabo, that the main concept of how a man is built is through his bones. Ubasar uluvush, and the flesh is a garment. Hamalbish esatzamos, that is worn on the bones. V'kamosha kosov Iyov Yud Aleph, like it's brought in Iyov, oru basar talbisheni, that flesh and skin enclothes me. Ubatzamos v'gidim tsochecheni, and with bones and sinews you made my template, I guess. That the flesh is a garment to the bones, kedugmas ha'or, and the likeness of the skin, shulavush al habasar, just like the skin is a garment to the flesh. And what unites the bones with the flesh, that's the sinews and the veins. Now, just like it is in the way the body is built, that in the physicality of a person there's these three ideas, of bone and flesh, and their union is through the veins, which is the middle level that unites them. Kain who gam beruchni so shel ha'adam, so too it is spiritually with man. Shen kochos nefesh, which when we're talking about these strengths of the soul, yesh gimel inyani melu, you have these three concepts, shem kemo atzamos ubasar v'gidim, which are like bone and flesh and sinew or veins. Kemo b'inyan hamochin, the is b'zohar, like it's brought with the concept of the intellect that's brought in Zohar, Garma Benuin al Mocha Dihimaya, that the bones are built upon the brain of the Mochin, that the which is the concept of water. So you can have a concept of the Moacha Etzem, the marrow within the bones, which is like a brain to the bone. That is to say that the bones are like a concept of brain, they're like the essence and above the other levels of the physical form of the body. And that's why the bones have the marrow in them, because they're the essence and the other parts come from them. They're like the Chabad, perhaps. While the Gidim and Basar would be the Chagas Nehi, perhaps. And the intention is that the brains, the intellect, or the essence and being of the person, and the explanation of what does it mean mochin is that you grasp the concept as it's without the enclothement, without the explanation of what goes upon the intellect. It's the essence of the intellect. The concept behafshata, as it's removed from its physical descriptions. That every concept of intellect comes enclosed in an intellectual garment. But there is the way this light of intellect exists on its own. Before it's enclosed in the concept. Now the concept of the intellect in essence is as it's grasped, as it is in its essence, the light of the intellect as it is in its essence, that's the essence of the mochin. The atzamos as they are without the basa, so to speak, without the levush. So too in feeling the ethereal truth, the ethereal essence of this intellect, the dakus of the concept, it's also as it is before it gets enclosed in some concept, in something. That is, that you grasp and you feel the richness and the lichtigkeit and the light from the minion of that concept. The ederes is noch an ungetan in a zach, before it is placed inside of something, and is the essence of intellect. Das heißt, as a sichli be'etzem, hert in jeder Inyan sichli die Reichkeit, that is to say, that as an essential intellect feels in each concept of intellect the richness and the lichtigkeit and the light from the minion and the light of that concept. Therefore it comes out by him, each intellectual concept, in an ethereal way. He gets the not a coarse understanding of it, but a more spiritual, a more ethereal understanding. That is to say, without its garment on it, and it's not truly an enclothement in that way. And the intention is that at the very moment that he has this intellect in him, it's in a garment, within a garment, it's grasped, enclosed in this some idea, but it's not truly enclosed in it completely. When it kan in them or haskala der herin, and he can in that light of intellect feel noch in another concept also, a deeper idea, a deeper concept to it. It's not meaning to say that it's not truly enclosed. And the intellect in essence is the essence and being of the person. That's the etzem of the person, this intellectual essence of the soul, the mochin. And the union of the intellect with the outer garment, and the union of intellect with the outer garment is through the levels, the immediate, the levels in between that unite them, like the concept of the veins, the sinews, from the bone to the flesh. Ketzer Yavar the Olam Makom, to explain the concept of the world is time, Shana Zman, and the Shana is so the world is place, and year is time, Nefesh Gilu Elokus, and the soul is revelation of the divine. Umazbir de Gamachayos Mislabish Makum Makom, and explains that also the life force that's enclosed within the place, that's also the place, unites with it. Matim Hayvari Magashmim, and it fits with the physical limbs, and their spiritual effect, their spiritual ability. Atzmos ubasar is, and we talked about the limbs, the bones and the flesh. Is chabrus agidim, that their union is through the veins and the sinew. Atzmos mochin atzmim, and that the bones are like this essential intellect of the soul, sichli be'etzem, intellectual in essence, haskala atzmus, and the essential being of intellect, of an essential intellect of the soul. Hasaga, and grasping basar is this flesh, and the union of the essential concept of the intellect within soul, and as the soul grasps it in a garment, so it's through the middle level